Namaste. Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to see all of you and welcome. Now, we should start with a small prayer. I'm very happy to see all of you. Start with a small prayer. I offer my respectful obeisance unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded to thoughts. Yeah, can you hear me, everyone? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everyone? Can you hear me, everyone? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everyone? Now, are you able to hear me now? Okay. So we'll start again. So I offer my respectful obeisance unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Unto my spiritual master, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Grand's iPhone. Battery. Battery 9.
Okay.
It's only because of him do the material universe temporarily manifest by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him who is eternally existent through the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusionary representation of the material world. So I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. In the age of the Kali Yuga, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of the Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. So he's accompanied by his associates and everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, So right now, we will talk about the Srimad Bhagavatam and what is the influence and how it spreads light. So let us now look into this. Many, many years ago, around 5,000 years back, we had Vedavyasa, who wrote lots of Puranas. But even though he wrote lots of Puranas, he wasn't very satisfied. So Lord Narada, he appeared in front of him and asked him, why aren't you happy? So you need to find out what is that's making you unhappy. So maybe you don't have the devotion and the bhakti of Krishna, maybe. So that is why when Lord Narada started saying all that, so Vedavyasa, the avatar of Lord Vishnu, came in front of him, so he would be able to write. So this was written for the whole world. So we have to pay our obeisance to Vedavyasa for providing us with these Puranas such as the Srimad Bhagavatam, so that our lives can develop and progress. So he is our Guru. And after he wrote that, he was inspired and he attained bhakti for Lord Krishna. So when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you would actually fall in love and you will really feel peaceful inside and really feel that self-confidence inside. So whenever you have any kind of stress or any kind of unsettling thoughts, you can read the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the book. You can all have a look at this. The Bhagavad-Gita is different from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So let us have a look at this slide.
Battery 90% connected.
This is very important. The Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam is not the same. So these are completely different books. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Gita, and the Srimad Bhagavatam. So they are different books. Please don't confuse them as the same book. They are different books. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a shorter version. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. So these are different books. So please do not confuse them as the same. So some of them actually think that both are the same books, but it's not the right thing. They are different things, in fact. So let us have a look at this slide. The next one, please. Okay. So here you have seen that the Bhagavad Gita is a part of the Mahabharata. Okay. So this was written by Lord Ganpati. But the Srimad Bhagavatam, it was actually narrated by Lord Narada, written by Vedvyasa. So that is the difference. So the Bhagavad Gita is a shorter version. It has 700 verses. The Mahabharata is a long Purana, and from that 700 verses were taken to form the Bhagavad Gita. But the Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses. It is a part of the 18 Puranas. So this is very important for you to understand this. The Bhagavad Gita actually gives the way of life and what are the positives and how to build your confidence about knowledge, the right thoughts the Bhagavad Gita can give. It gives a sense of all the Vedas put together. It just gives a sense of it. So that is contained in the Bhagavad Gita. But the Srimad Bhagavatam has different various things like about the world, about cosmology, and about astronomy, and geology, genealogy, about culture, about music, about dances. It gives the right knowledge and all that. But Bhagavatam also explains about the different activities of the devotees of the Vaishnavas, of the different and about all the devotees and about all the activities of about Lord Krishna also, the part-times of Lord Krishna. But here the Bhagavad Gita does not explain all that. The Bhagavad Gita is just the conversation that happens between Lord Krishna and Arjun. But here the Srimad Bhagavatam is the Uttava Gita. It contains the Uttava Gita, which is more broader. It offers explanation about bhakti to Lord Krishna, about the different songs, and when you have all the confusions of the world, when you actually devote yourself to Lord Krishna, how peaceful you can be. It is not like other books. It doesn't have any material motive. But the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it only contains the undivided devotion to Lord Krishna. So if you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's enough for you. If you're too busy, then you can actually read the Bhagavad Gita. So if you have more free time, then you can actually go through the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, it clearly explains who you are and the different steps of the about spirituality and how you can connect with the Lord, and slowly, and how you can devote yourself to Lord Krishna. When you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you can actually totally destroy 4 things: rebirth, sickness, and other 2 things, so that you can actually destroy all the 4 problems and attain nirvana and go to Lord Krishna. So this will enlighten you. If you have any kind of problems or any kind of sufferings, read the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, I can give you an example of actually my father, who was a doctor himself, and he had too much of stress and confusion in his life. So I asked him to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. He started chanting it, but after he started reading the Srimad Bhagavatam by the age of 60 and 70, he read the whole thing, and he passed away by the age of 80. So it's very useful. The Srimad Bhagavatam is extremely useful for your parents, for your siblings. So if they have time, when they have free time, you can read the Srimad Bhagavatam. In case they are very busy, then you can read the Bhagavad Gita. So you can also attend different lectures like what we are attending right now, to learn more about the Srimad Bhagavatam and be happy inside yourself. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also like the fight between the demons and the demigods. It contains the story of the struggle between the demons and the demigods, and how the demons try to attain certain things and the demigods protect them. So it's like how the the inner sufferings that we have and how we can protect ourselves from those kind of stress and sufferings. So when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you attain all that. And also, you can also chant. So this will be very useful to your life. There is no need for you to actually give up everything and do meditation. So what you can do is, on the way to office, you can read. Whenever you have free time, you can read. So Lord Arjuna is not going to run away. So just like how Lord Krishna has told Arjuna that you should have me in your heart and do your duty. So similarly, you should also all do that. The Bhagavad-Gita helps to analyze yourself in how to be a better human being. Whereas the Srimad Bhagavatam helps you to become a better devotee. The Bhagavad-Gita can actually help you to control yourself, but to show your bhakti and become a devotee, the Srimad Bhagavatam will help you. The Bhagavad-Gita will help you to become a better human being. So these two put together, you can become a better person. Initially, when I got the Srimad Bhagavatam and I started reading it, as I started reading more and more, I was more connected to it and I fell in love with it. With all the beautiful verses. And it was so sweet. I could just not leave it. Till now, 40 years, even 40 years later, I still read it right from the beginning. So Srimad Bhagavatam will give you light and knowledge and positivity. It will also help you to respect each and every one. For example, there was a sage called Kashyapa. He had a son. His wife was actually wanted to have sexual intercourse with the son, but the son said that's not the right time to do it. But because of the wife, they had sexual intercourse, and that's why a demon was born. So when the second son did it in the right way, and all these things are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So it also offers explanation of what happens after death, whether you go to hell or you go to heaven. So all the punishment in hell is all explained very clearly in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And also if you go to heaven, in the spiritual world, all that is very clearly explained. So whatever punishment you get in hell, you can understand everything from the book, so that you can be more careful with your life, so that you can actually help you to go to heaven. The Srimad Bhagavatam It has around 18,000 verses. Each and every verse has the potential to enlighten you. So when you read them again and again and again, you can attain inner peace. And all the stress and all the confusion and all the worries will go away. So all the temporary stress and everything will be relieved. And all the positivity from Srimad Bhagavatam, like happiness and peacefulness, will remain within you. So when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam again and again, you'll really feel good. So I'm really more connected with Srimad Bhagavatam. I cannot let it go. The Bhagavad-Gita, which is a part of it, I really like it and I take it with me everywhere I travel. So even though it's a very thick book, whenever I feel little stress, I take this book with me. So I have 3 different books on Bhagavad-Gita, which is really good, with really great explanations, very deep explanations about what Lord Krishna said. So Lord Krishna says, so when Lord Krishna says that I'm leaving earth, so Uddhava says he feels very sad. So Lord Krishna gives all the advice to Uddhava, and he actually learns everything. And when Lord Krishna leaves the earth, so Uddhava will actually, he wanders everywhere and he offers his teaching, and that has actually been carried on till now. So right now we are in the Kali Yuga. So even in the Uddhava Gita, it is written that there will be a time when people will not be happy, and there'll be a lot of suffering. So early on, there was a lot of wisdom. So early on, people used to respect wisdom. Nowadays, people used to respect money in this Kali Yuga. So all this explanation is already given in the Bhagavad Gita. So previously, arranged marriage was the way to go forward. But right now, everything has changed and the divorce rate has increased. So all this has also been said in the Bhagavad Gita. So Vedavyasa actually professed all this in the Srimad Bhagavatam about how life is going to change. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is actually a light in this dark world. In this Kali Yuga, after Lord Krishna has left the earth, Kali Yuga actually started. Kali Yuga means the age of quarrel, unhappiness, ignorance. if you want enlightenment, read the Srimad Bhagavatam, so you can get light in your life. So I really thank the Srimad Bhagavatam that it has opened my eyes. It is not very easy to attain devotion to Lord Krishna. In the material world, everybody is so greedy about money and about fame, but after death, it's useless. So after death, the body is useless, property is useless. So what is going to happen to the soul? We wanted to go to hell or we want to go to the heaven? So all these kind of explanations is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam on how the soul can attain and go to the heaven. So it's not necessary to keep praying for 24 hours. So if you it's enough if you have the Lord in your mind every time in whatever work you do, when you chant, when you do your daily chores. Only a very, very small percentage of people can actually go and do meditation in faraway places. But for the rest, you can just do it at your house itself. It's not necessary for you to physically show it, but inside your heart, if you can change, that is more than enough. So if you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, so we will have more webinars, more workshops. There are around 35 chapters in Srimad Bhagavatam, 335 chapters in fact. Bhagavad-Gita has around 18 chapters. So once you can read the Bhagavad-Gita first, and then you can go read the Srimad Bhagavatam so you can understand that better. So you can analyze yourself, do a introspection, and how you can attain spirituality and what is going to happen after death and everything. So we're going to have more webinars on the Srimad Bhagavatam in future. I hope you all enjoy reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you. I hope everything is over now. I really love the Uddhava Gita. It's uncomparable. There's nothing that compares to it. Once you read it, you really get the peace of mind and really completely into it. For example, like you really like some kind of tasty food. So similarly, I'm really into it actually. So whenever you like, you go and try and eat your favorite food again and again. So it's like that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, all glories to the Guru. All glories to Radha Krishna. All glories Srimad Bhagavatam. Namaste and be happy with Lord Krishna. Namaste and thank you.